Hey y'all, and welcome to Catching Up, brought to you by Sportsman's Watch Outdoors. Want to bring you a little update tonight. Couple events going on. I'm going to only bring you two of them tonight, and then we're going to get into some rods and reels. Little update is we're going to start structuring our videos a little different, being a little more relaxed, and just the three viewers I have on here are my buddies, so I don't know why I get so nervous about doing these videos sometimes. I'm going to start bringing you, for one, the Sunday mornings, the Sunday Sportsman that I broadcast live from Guns in the 701. That is going to start appearing on here as well. We'll broadcast it from Guns in the 701, and it'll be live on YouTube on the Sportsman's Watch channel every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock Central Time. So catch that. And we are also going to structure our videos a little bit shorter, a little bit funner, just to try to make them a little more watchable. If you guys have not checked out the interview we recently did with Anthony Caputo from Skiffland Boat Works in Jacksonville, go check out his channel. Check out the video over on our channel. And it was a great interview. It was long. It's a two-part. But you had two guys that are very passionate about boats sitting in a shop talking boats. So it's going to get a little long. But they're not all going to be that way. We got more interviews lined up and going to be coming your way. I want to talk tonight, two events I want to tell you about. I've already told you about them, but they're coming up within the next month, so I want to keep you guys informed. We got ICAST down in Orlando. ICAST is the largest sport fishing trade show in the world. It's huge. I have not been to it. I've seen a lot of videos from it. I've checked it out a lot. Would really like to go, but I'm not going to have time because I really want to go to the World Deer Expo. I try to catch that every year. I have not caught it in the last 2 years. So I'm feeling a little out of place. So I'm going to be at that. But ICAST is July 14th through the 17th at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando. So if you guys really want to catch that, go to Orlando. There's a lot to do there. You know, if you want to go see the mouse, if you're into that thing. And it's not far from good fishing. So go check out July 14th through the 17th, Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, ICAST. Huge trade show. And the other one is the World Deer Expo. This is one of the reasons I can't go. The dates are the 17th through the 19th. So it's starting up when ICAST is ending. So July 17th through the 19th, Birmingham at the, I forget the name of that convention center, BJCC, something like that. July 17th through the 19th. It is a huge show. I want to say 3 stories, but I'm positive it's 2. I'm not sure if it's 3, but I'm positive there's at least 2 stories, tons of vendors, hunting celebrities, all kinds of stuff. They've got concerts going on this year. It's going to be a great time. So Birmingham, World Deer Expo, July 17th through the 19th. Oh, here we go. Let me see. In concert at the World Deer Expo, Oak Ridge Boys. That'll be a good time. Old school. Jake Owen and Eli Young Band. So they got some good shows going on. Oh, Daryl Worley's going to be there too. Daryl's great. That's a good lineup. That's some good entertainment going on right there. And Haley Witters, new artist I'm not familiar with. And there's another one that says artist announcement coming soon. So Field and Stage Music Fest, July 17th through the 19th, Legacy Arena at the BJCC. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. for the concerts. So y'all go check that out. I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to hit some of those concerts. I'm not sure which one I'd want to check out. I like old school, so I would probably be wanting to check out the Oak Ridge Boys. Grew up listening to them. So you guys check it out. Going to be a lot of fun. And if you see me walking around out there, stop me and say, hey, I'm going to try to get some interviews with outfitters and vendors and stuff from the show and just be walking around there having a good time. So if you see me around, stop and say what's up. All right, guys, we're going to get into tonight. I want to talk about rods and reels. Everybody seems to have their favorites. I'm a Lew's guy. Oh, have one right here. I like Lose. Started using them 8 or 10 years ago, and I liked that Lose has. I don't want to say lower end because even their cheaper products that I've used, and I have quite a few. You can't see me because of the banner here. Um, Even the cheaper products they make that I have used, I have liked, and I have some of their more expensive ones. In fact, that one is not. I'll not say expensive, but it's one of their higher end ones that they make. And they're all good. I like Lose products, and I know Shimano and Daiwa and Shakespeare and all of them make pretty good products. Even Zepco, the old standard. But what I want to get into tonight is the state of the American-made fishing gear. Now, if you're familiar with most fishing rods, let me get into what I looked up here. Let's start with the facts. Most fishing rods and reels sold today are manufactured overseas. That's no secret. We all know that. Primarily in Japan, China, Korea, Malaysia, and Thailand. Brands like Shimano and Daiwa build excellent products overseas and dominate most of the market. Shimano is a huge, huge, huge brand. I mean, they build some, was it the Corrados? They built some great stuff. But there are still companies building premium rods right here in America. But they come with premium prices. Now, if you're familiar with American products in the fishing industry, you're very familiar with St. Croix rods. I have used St. Croix rods, and they are phenomenal. They have an awesome action. They feel great, but you're going to pay for them. I think on the lower end of St. Croix, you're going to be paying 150 and up. G. Loomis, which is Gary Loomis products, same thing. They're great products, but they're very expensive. Edge Rod, which is also a brand of Gary Loomis. North Fork, Avid reels, IRT reels. These are all American-made products, but they're all very expensive. The reels start somewhere around $250. Very expensive stuff. Quality, yes, but just because it's made overseas does not mean it's not quality. Shimano, Lose, Daiwa, Shakespeare, Pfluger, a lot of that stuff made overseas is top-notch, top-quality stuff. Let's look at some prices. Rod comparisons. Let's compare some popular bass rods. Now, G. Loomis IMX Pro, $350 to $400. St. Croix Legend Tournament. That's the one I have used. I don't own it. I don't own a $400 fishing rod. $330 to $380. These are just the rods. These aren't combos. Edge rods, Delta series, $300 to $400. Overseas brands. Now, it's not a huge difference when you get into the top tier series of Shimano X-Bride, Daiwa Tatula Elite, and Shimano Zodius, if I'm pronouncing that right. These are all higher end of the stuff they make. Now, they make lower end stuff too, cheaper models that to me perform just as well. Shimano X-Pride, $280 to $330. That's in comparison to $350 to $400 for a G. Loomis. Daiwa Tatula Elite, $180 to $250. That's in comparison to St. Croix Legend Tournament Series, $330 to $380. Shimano Zodius, $220 to $280, and that is in comparison to Edge Rods Delta Series, $300 to $400. So none of them are in, cheap is not in the same sentence as any of these rods and reels, no matter where they're made. Now let's talk about reels for a minute. American-made reels. There's a brand called Avit, A-V-E-T, S-X, Avit SX. They start at $250 and go on up to just that series, the SX, is $250 to $300. IRT series, I looked these up. Boy, these are some nice looking rods or reels. Let me tell you something. They are nice looking. I've not used any of these. IRT 300 series, they start at $450 and go up to $700. $450 to $700. IRT 300 series. Penn Torque. I have used that. I had a friend that had one, and I used it for a day of fishing. Amazing rod, it really is. I'm very familiar with Penn because growing up fishing offshore, Penn just dominates offshore fishing pretty much. And they are known for being expensive because they're made overseas, but they are absolutely are Penn's made here, but they are absolutely high quality reels. Now overseas made Shimano Curado. Now I'm familiar with those. I have used a Curado. They start at 200 and go to about 250. The Shimano Static, 200 to 250. Not familiar with that one. The Daiwa Tatula, 180 to 250. And the Daiwa Certate. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Y'all know I'm not a word guy. I read a lot. I should be. $500 to $700 for that Daiwa. So, overseas reels and American reels, depending on the series and levels that you're getting in on, they can both be very expensive. The American reels are obviously more expensive. Um, so it's going to depend on your budget. Now, if you're a guy like me, I'm not a rich guy, but can I afford to go out and spend a few $100 on a rod and reel? If I wanted to, yes. But I'm not a guy that's going to go do that because I'm also a guy that's a little rough on his gear. And if I'm bouncing around in the boat and step on a $400 rod, I'm going to be one ticked off joker. I can be a little clumsy and careless, so I'm not going to spend that kind of money on gear that can get tossed out the boat by accident or stepped on or something like that or lost. So I'm a $100 to $200 combo guy, and I really like the Lew's rods and reels for the fact that you can get them in that price range and they're quality. They're good stuff. And all these other brands, Shimano and Daiwa, Shakespeare, they all make good quality in that price range gear. Now, what do you get for the extra money? When you buy American made gear, you're usually paying for four things: domestic manufacturing, American labor costs more. Smaller production runs. Many U.S. companies build on a much smaller quantities. Higher end components, premium carbon fiber, titanium guides, and precision machining are common in flagship American rods and reels. And customer service. Many anglers report excellent support from companies like St. Croix and G. Loomis. Now, those are pretty old companies too, been around for a long time, and I have not had to deal with customer service with them on personally, but I have read great reviews that they kind of handle business old school and like to do things personally and take care of their customers. So that's good to hear. Is American made always better? Here's where things get interesting. Not necessarily. Shimano and Daiwa have spent decades perfecting overseas manufacturing. Many of their mid-range rods and reels perform incredibly well and often cost less than American-made competitors. For example, a $250 Shimano Curado setup may outperform many American-made setups costing significantly more. But if you're looking for craftsmanship, supporting American jobs, and owning something built here at home, American-made gear still has a special appeal to it. And for a lot of people, I'm a guy, I would like to have, I've got a few very nice guns over there. The majority of my guns are mid-range, not real high level. I've got a couple of them that are somewhat high level. I don't run out and buy expensive guns, expensive rods and reels and stuff like that. I do like to have a couple of them for special occasions and things like that when the opportunity presents itself to purchase one. But the majority, you can't see them because of my logo banner thing here with the green screen and all that mess. And it's a good thing you can't see it because it is a mess behind me. But there's about 30 rods and reels on the wall right behind me, and the majority of those are in the $50 to $150 range. I'm not a guy that's going to go out and spend tons of money on individual gear. I'm more into volume. I like a lot of fishing rods. But final thoughts here. So here's my take. If you're on a budget, Shimano and Daiwa offer some of the best value in fishing today. They really do. Shimano is known for their quality. Made overseas, Does not matter. If you're looking for top tier craftsmanship and want to support American manufacturing, companies like G. Loomis, St. Croix, Edge Rods, Abbott, and IRT are worth serious consideration. And now I promise you, you go look these up, and they look like super top quality. I have used St. Croix. I've not used any of those reels, but I have used St. Croix rods and some G. Loomis, and they are phenomenal. And they look like American made top quality craftsmanship. So if that's your thing, and that's what you can afford to go do and want to do, those are some great companies to deal with and great products. The real winner is the rod and reel that you catch fish with. I don't care where it's made at. Another reason I'm not a big buy expensive gear guy is because I'm not a good fisherman. I went out last week. Yeah, week from today. I went out last Thursday with a buddy of mine who is a good fisherman and put me on some fish, and we brought home a bunch of fish, and now I have a bunch of them in the freezer, and I cannot wait to fry some of them up. But I'm not a good fisherman, so I can not catch fish just as well on a $50 combo as I can a $500 combo. So I'm not into spending a ton of money thinking that $500 rod and reel is going to make me a better fisherman. It's not. But also, on the other hand of all of this, one of the reasons I would like to buy some St. Croix is I do like their products, and I do like to support American companies when I can. So there'll probably be a St. Croix and another G. Loomis on the wall back there before too long. Guys, tell me what you think. Let me know what you think. What do you fish with? What do you prefer? Does it matter to you if they're American made or not? We know in the fishing industry that the overseas rods and reels dominate. It's not real common that you see guys fishing with St. Croix and G. Loomis and things like that. Shimano pretty much dominates the Bass Pro Series and things like that. Me and a bunch of my buddies that I fish with here locally, we're all into the Lew's. We really like Lew's. I'm just been very impressed ever since I first tried their products, and we'll keep using them. But let me know what you use. Let me know what you like. Let me know how to catch fish, because I'm not good at it. Guys, I appreciate you joining tonight. Like I said, we're going to try to simplify things, shorten these videos up, and bring you more quality content. So, guys, please like and subscribe and share our channel. I appreciate y'all joining, and God bless.